What's up, everyone? It's Tim from TimPlaysAGame here with episode 5 of TimCast. Tonight we are talking about Nintendo E3 2018 predictions. Tonight I'm going to be basically showing last year's E3 presentation so we have an idea of what to expect maybe this year. Something I figured give us something to talk about if we don't have anything to talk about. A couple things I want to bring up real quick. One leak we have, which is probably the most credible one, says that Nintendo ordered some signs to be released for E3 2018, some of which include Dragon Ball signs for titles such as Dragon Ball FighterZ, Fortnite, FIFA 19, Paladins, Dollar Queen Black, Mario Tennis Aces, and I think Overcooked 2, just to name a few. Not sure how credible that source is, but we're hoping to find out soon. Next week is E3 2018, so that'll be fun. Real quick, let me know how's the stream on your guys' end. Is everything okay? I'm just making sure. Want to make sure everything's not too glitchy. Okay, looks like everything's running pretty smoothly, so you guys are too much. This is why I don't put my face in my I don't put my face too much in my videos. But, yeah, I want to hear what you guys are predicting for E3 2018. I want to keep this pretty open, free form. Usually when I do my TimCasts, I kind of have a script or things or notes to go off of. But, yeah, I want to keep this free form. I want basically you guys to help lead it. What do you think's going to be happening this year? What do we, obviously, we're going to be seeing Reggie again. Reggie! Alright. This is the part basically last year where he started talking about the overall success of Nintendo Switch, which, let's face it, is probably the leader right now among video game systems. Hard to say, really. It's really like comparing apples to oranges at this point. Yeah, McLeod says, honestly, since the Pokemon Let's Go things, he's guessing that Pokemon won't get announced until the end of the year or next E3. That that's probably a given. But you never know. They might be holding back. They might not have said everything that's going to be happening over the next year. Yeah, the video's choppy, but everything else is fine. Thank you for letting me know, McLeod. And Octo expansion release date. That I'm hoping to hear from. If it's not revealed on June 9th, I'm hoping that we hear about that. Octo expansion, for what we know, is coming. They said late summer, which basically it's summer right now. And we still don't have it's not out yet, obviously. I think they said July 13th is when the, what is it, the, Pearl and Marina amiibos are released, which would make sense that the Octo expansion would come out the same day. Probably because those amiibos will have some functionality with said Octo expansion. Hard to say what they're gonna really be presenting. From the leak, though, the big leak that came out, I'm excited to see if Fortnite does come to Nintendo Switch. I haven't played it yet, mainly because I guess people were predicting that it would come to the Nintendo Switch eventually, and I didn't want to download it for the PC since my computer I use my computer mainly for editing videos and stuff. It's not really a gaming computer. So that's why whenever you see me do like whenever I do like PC games or Let's Play games on PC, it doesn't look as good as it should. What else we got? You guys are... I think you guys are more enthralled with me than you are with E3 2018, which is saying a lot. But... yeah, let's see. Looks like you guys are mainly planning Splatoon 2 games. That's cool. Hey, do what you guys want. This is your time. Whatever you want to do. And right now we're looking at last year's E3 presentation. This is where they showed off Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I've always thought about going back and playing this game more, but at the same time, it lost popularity quickly after it was released. Don't know why. Just... I mean, it's not really a long game. It's just... the whole Xenoblade world is... you're either completely into it or not at all. There's no in-between. Yeah, it's the first time Eric saw my face, so he's enthralled by it. Looks like you guys are talking about glitches in Splatoon 2. McLeod hopes for E3 and Animal Crossing in E3. No spin-offs, no mobile games. I'm with you 100% on that one. They did Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, and I was kind of amped for that. But after I played it, I mean, it's just... it kind of hits a sense of redundancy after a while. It's just like the same 4 characters you keep talking to over and over again. And if I mean, it probably would have gained... and I know this sounds stupid, it would have gained popularity if more people played it. So, I mean... but yeah, I think most people do want Animal Crossing on the Switch. They want a core Animal Crossing game like we had with Animal Crossing City Folk and Animal Crossing Wild World for 3DS. Those were New Leaf, sorry. I think New Leaf is actually still played by a lot of people. Animal Crossing New Leaf. Oh man, I've not played... that's the thing about... the sad thing about Animal Crossing games is when you stop playing them after a while, the game knows that you stopped playing it, and as soon as you come back, it's like, where have you been? It's been 3 years since you last played. Your whole town is overrun with weeds. The trees are like have ugly faces on them. Your house is dominated by cockroaches. Oh man. Let's see what else we got here. This is right here is where they're talking about the overall. Again, they overhype. They go crazy on talking about the success whenever they can. But that's part of Nintendo, you know. They kind of establish themselves however they can. Coming up later in a few, I think in a minute or two, you're gonna see them talking about Pokemon Switch. That's another thing we were hoping for. We're hoping for some type of core RPG Nintendo Switch Pokemon game. Not, hey, let's go Pikachu and let's go Eevee. I was about to say, hey, you Pikachu. They need to bring that game back. That was a trip. This is where they talk about, they're talking about the Pokemon games. So, it'll be interesting to see what they, I mean, maybe they might have some more information at E3 about let's go Pikachu and let's go Eevee. I think the presentation showed a good amount, but there seems like there could be more stuff that they were holding back about. We'll have to wait and see what to expect with that. Let's see. Rabid is waiting for Animal Crossing for Nintendo Switch and waiting for the Invader Zim movie. That's happening. Going a little off topic here, but yeah, and there is an Invader Zim movie coming out. I'm gonna do a quick search for it. See what news there is. I know Nickelodeon released a few teaser videos But other than that, ever since that was like that was a couple months ago, a few months ago, if anything. Yeah, there's not been any news lately about that Invader Zim movie. So we'll have to wait and see what to expect with that. Wreck-It Ralph 2. That's another thing that was we're going off topic again, but I don't care. Wreck-It Ralph 2, there was a trailer released for that. That was awesome. It looks like basically it looks like Disney references the movie. There's this one scene where all the Disney princesses are in a room together and they're talking to, I believe her name is Vanellope. That was kind of a cool interaction. It'll be interesting to see what how they formulate a plot after this, but it looks like they're really banking heavily on this game just being a kind of a cash grab. I don't really know what else you would call it, but I mean, we all wanted to see more Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph was an amazing game, or amazing movie. And we're looking back right now at last year's E3, Nintendo E3 presentation. This is a game that didn't get any credit. We have not heard about at all since then. The Yoshi Nintendo Switch game, which is basically Yoshi Cardboard. And it's hilarious now looking back because this was before Nintendo Labo was announced. So what we have here is we never got a title for this game anyway. We have not yet gotten a title. It's just Nintendo Yoshi. It's just Yoshi. That's all it's called yet now. I'm hoping we hear something about this game because it's been in development for a while. But yeah, maybe we'll get a title and a release date this year or something. Obviously, the big game they're banking on is Smash Brothers, which hugely popular. Probably the most professionally played Nintendo game. And if Nintendo can get their act together on the whole online thing, I believe it'll probably be one of the most popular games of the year. Which means that'll be the second year Nintendo has produced a Game of the Year, since last year was Breath of the Wild, I believe. Game of the Year game. People want more Octo hairstyles. That's something else that was released. I think last week Nintendo released some images of 2 new hairstyles for the Octoling expansion. One for boys, one for girls. The guys I'm not kidding, it's an afro. It's an Octofro. And I think I didn't really look too much at the image. I just kind of grazed past it as I was looking up news feeds. It'll be fun to play this Octo expansion, and hopefully we'll definitely get some hardcore details about what the story is. We kind of do know. It's about an Octoling trying to escape the underground to Inkopolis. And then, obviously, if you do that, Octolings are playable online, which will be cool. And right now, I'm looking at my video output. There's looks like it's having some problems. I apologize if the video's not coming across as smooth. I really wanted to have this this E3 presentation stream playing while I was streaming, so we have kind of a sense of what to expect. Fire Emblem Heroes. That's a game that never really got its popularity. It was like fun for a week, and then no one cared. No one really cares about Fire Emblem. Why? Nintendo has so much stock in Fire Emblem, and it just does not pay off. Just let it go. I hope the next Smash Brothers game is going to have 15 Fire Emblem characters playable. Here they're talking about, this was... No, what was it? It was... I'm going to say the name wrong. It's not the... It's... Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, that's it. It was, they were talking about Skyrim, and then here they're talking about the Breath of the Wild DLC content, downloadable content. I keep saying DLC content. The C stands for content. Yeah, and McLeod wants to bring up a point. Maybe we'll get the new news about the final updates about Splatoon. Yeah, I hope we're not getting any Fire Emblem news either. Ugh. One thing I do want to bring up, they are going to start probably over the next year. They're going to start winding down with Splatoon 2. That's kind of a given, just how they handled Splatoon 1. We'll probably get our final Splatfest sometime within the year. Hard to say though. I mean, I think they'll give it they've given the game a good year already, so we probably have about one more year of Splatfest, new weapons, and well, we got the Octo expansion. That's probably gonna be the last big update for this game. Everything else is gonna be kind of minor. We might see like 1 or 2 new stages though, so that'd be cool. Has to be more Fire Emblem characters in Smash that nobody remembers. That one thing that really annoyed me with what they did for the last Smash Brothers game, when they released the new characters like Bayonetta, and they released a Fire Emblem character for a game that had not even been released yet. I'm like, why? How hard do you have to promote this game that you're sacrificing other games to do it? Oh, goodness. It just seems like kind of a... It seems kind of like it's just not worth it, you know? Here they're still talking about the DLC, the downloadable content from last year's Champions Ballad. I did do a playthrough of that, so if anyone wants to see that, that's on the channel. I can't believe that was a really good story they did. It was like the last chapters of Breath of the Wild, and if you haven't played it and you do have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I highly recommend you get that pack, that Champions Ballad pack, the expansion pass. Yeah, Corrin, that's the name of the Fire Emblem character. They should have traded Corrin for Shrek. No, they should have traded Corrin for Shovel Knight. That's the one everyone thought was going to win the Smash Ballot, and somehow Bayonetta pulled through. Don't know how that happened. Ooh, Amiibos. This is something that Nintendo's kind of they've been kind of lax on over the last year, I will say. Mainly because the whole Skylanders fad has died down, but I'm hoping to see some new Amiibos just because I like to collect these things. As you can see, sorry, behind me on the wall, I have my whole Amiibo collection, and I want to see more Amiibos. More Amiibos. I'm hoping for... One thing I was hoping for when ARMS was popular, they put out ARMS Amiibos. Does not look like that's going to happen, because ARMS is still going on, but it's going to start winding down before Splatoon 2 starts winding down. So we'll see what happens there, but I'm hoping maybe some new Amiibos, especially since we got a new Smash Brothers game coming out. Maybe we'll see some like the Amiibos for that, like a new Smash Brothers series of Amiibos. Hard to say. And of course, in addition to the E3 presentation, we have tournaments going on. One for Splatoon 2, and one for Smash Brothers. Another, I think, Splatoon 2, Smash Brothers, and there's another one going. I know there's another one going. I just can't remember what it is, and I apologize. Galactic Tron Entertainment wants to know: do you think there will be a new Super Mario Brothers Switch game? If it's like a side-scrolling Mario Brothers game, I'm hoping if they're gonna do anything side-scrolling Mario's, it needs to be Mario Maker for the Switch. Other than that, Other than that, though, it's kind of played out, I'm gonna say. I mean, Nintendo, I mean, they tried bringing it back, and it worked for a while. If they're gonna do any Mario game for the Switch, I'd hope it would be like a Paper Mario game. That'd be cool. See another one of those, or do a sequel to Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. That game was good. I'm gonna give it credit. That game was really good. I should have done a playthrough on my channel, but I decided against it. I mean, it was a very cute game, very fun. But at the same time, it kind of got, after the initial thrill of it, I'll say it got kind of bland. I'm looking at what you guys are typing right now in the chat. Yeah, McLeod says that Mario Maker's a good idea, but don't expect it. Let's see what some of your predictions are. Goku for Smash. that it could be possible if Dragon Ball FighterZ does make its way to the Switch. I mean, we already do have a Dragon Ball Z game on the Switch. It wasn't as popular as Dragon Ball FighterZ. I did do a Smash Brothers character prediction video. If anyone wants to look at that, it's just look it up. It's my predictions for next Smash Brothers game. I think I did some of the funnier ones. I did was James Bond from GoldenEye N64. I did the car from Rocket League as a character. That'd be great. You know, just driving around as a car, fighting people. It's like, you ever see Rick and Morty Interdimensional Cable, where they do man vs. car? That's what I would imagine it would be like. And car wins again, just like every other battle. And then this right here, this is last year's E3 presentation where they announced Super Mario Odyssey. Well, not really announced it. They kind of showed off more of it. Before this moment, we'd only gotten like bits and pieces of what Super Mario Odyssey was going to be. This right here kind of told us exactly what it was. We got to see Cappy. They actually gave a name for the cap. It was called Cappy. Which everyone called Crappy. Thank you! So creative. Alright. Yeah, man, this game was so much fun to play. I loved it. I remember people trying to compare it to Breath of the Wild. They said, oh, this game's better than Breath of the Wild. No. No, this game is good, but that's, again, like comparing apples to oranges. Let's see, Slide Trainer, Fortnite on Switch. That's... everyone's hoping for that. Fortnite on Switch. They're hoping a lot of games get ported to Switch. I'm hoping we hear about Undertale on the Switch. They announced it last year. Not last year. They announced it in a Nintendo Direct presentation earlier this year, I believe. And we haven't heard anything else about it since. That it was just, oh, sometime in 2018. They actually used the word sometime in the phrase sometime in 2018. So, yeah. At least we know we're getting it within the next 6 months, so... Nathan Ornelas wants Isle Delfino and Odyssey. Let's talk about... now that he brings it up, let's talk about stages for Smash. Like, are they going to do, like, a New Donk City or Isle Delfino, or maybe like a Super Mario Odyssey stage for Nintendo, for the Super Smash Brothers Switch? That'd be kind of cool, seeing what they could do. Maybe New Donk City, or I don't know, something. But yeah, that was basically the whole presentation right there of last year. I'm looking back at your comments right now, seeing what we can talk about. They announced it in March. Yeah, that's right. They announced Undertale in March. So we'll see what happens there. it shouldn't be too hard to port. I mean, it's not, the game's not known for its graphics, but it's known for it is a great game to play. Fire Soul won Super Mario Galaxy 3. I'm with you on that. That'd be cool. Let's see. McLeod says a Breath of the Wild stage and a Splatoon stage for the next Smash Brothers. That's kind of cool to think about. Let's think about that one for a sec. For the Breath of the Wild stage, that would probably be Great Plateau, where I don't know. I guess it's maybe at one point it starts raining. At another point, Bokoblins just start raining down on you or something. I don't know. Who knows? I think the Splatoon stage would probably be the coolest one. Just like you have like an ink bat, like a turf war going on in the background or something. Who knows? I think for that stage, maybe Moray Towers, or that'd be a cool stage. Moray Towers, Black Belly Skate Park. A lot of stages you can do. Really, any of the stages from the first Splatoon game that they brought over to Splatoon 2, that'd be cool. Yeah, that's another thing. Galactictron Entertainment says that Mario Maker is very possible for the Switch because it's like the Wii. They've ported a lot of games over from the Wii. They're also doing Captain Toad. I think the touchscreen would make. I mean, the touchscreen is implemented in the Wii U version, so it would be easy to bring that over to the Switch. But again, would it? I mean, would they add stuff onto it, or would they do more with it? Hard to say. McLeod has never played Super Mario Galaxy. You've missed out. Great game, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Rosalina is awesome. Beautiful girl, beautiful woman character. What else we got? What other predictions are we? Let's see. Not much else. I think we've covered most of the predictions, so if anyone has any final predictions for E3 2018, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think we're going to be do you think it's going to be good? Are you excited? Nathan Sanchez wants Super Mario Galaxy 3. I think we've all wanted that, but we just had Super Mario Odyssey, so that might be a while. I'd like another Paper Mario game, but still, that one was released it was pretty soon ago. Before. McLeod C brings up a interesting point. What he wants in the new Pokemon game is Mimikyu, not the Let's Go one. Well, if my prediction comes true, Mimikyu will be playable in the next Smash Brothers game as a fighter. Hopefully that'll happen. Because every year they add a new. They like to add new Pokemon from the generation that came out recently, and they haven't done anything with this generation. So they might bring a new like a Pokemon from this generation into Smash Brothers like they did with Greninja. Most people are thinking it's going to be Incineroar or Decidueye. I think it's going to be Mimikyu as a playable fighter in Smash Brothers. Nathan Sanchez wants to know, are we going to play Splatoon 2 today? Yes, we are. That's going to happen at midnight. So come back here in about an hour and a half. We'll be ready for that. Okay, Nathan Ornelas has never played Galaxy 2. He has played Galaxy 1. Galaxy 2 is kind of a weird sequel, but yeah, it does kind of go hand in hand with Galaxy 1, so... Alright, well, I think we've covered up everything. One more thing I want to bring up, maybe, this is kind of a really big hopeful, but maybe a Nintendo 64 Classic Edition. So, my 3 big predictions. Prediction number 1, Nintendo 64 Classic Edition. Big prediction number 2, hold on. Three characters that are gonna be. They're gonna start announcing characters for Smash Brothers. 3 of them are going to be. One's gonna be Springman. One's going to be Mimikyu, and the other is going to be Shovel Knight. And big prediction number 3. Paladins Paladins ported to Switch. That's another thing I didn't bring up. Paladins is kind of what Nintendo Switch needs. If they don't get Fortnite, then they need Paladins. Because Overnight is a hugely successful game, and Nintendo doesn't have, other than Splatoon 2, they don't have anything like it right now. So I'm hoping that if they don't get Fortnite, they get Paladins, but really we could get both. But yeah, those are my predictions. And I'm hoping, let's see, they should add ARMS characters in Smash. They're gonna add an ARMS character in Smash. That's a given. If it's not Springman, it'll be Min Min, Ribbon Girl, Twintel. Who knows? But yeah, wow, you guys are still going. Yeah, McLeod says Decidueye, since he's the most popular, he was in Pokken Tournament GX. Nintendo might do that as a way to help sell that game. That'd be cool. I mean, his Pokken Tournament special move could be his final smash, so that'd be cool. I think Mimikyu would be. I kind of want Mimikyu more because they don't have. I mean, they have Pikachu, but who knows? All right. That is going to wrap things up for tonight, everyone. Looks like the chat's kind of winding down here. I think we've talked about really everything we can go on about. Thank you guys so much for getting involved in this chat tonight. One more thing. I'm thinking about this. I'm going to try and do it. I don't know how well it will work. I was thinking about trying to stream during the presentation, do like a live reaction, but I don't think my computer is powerful enough to handle that. So instead, what I'll be doing is I'll be doing two TimCasts, one on Tuesday night and one on Wednesday night, going over what happened that night as far as the Treehouse presentation and the Treehouse demonstration and the Nintendo Direct presentation, and maybe we'll talk about the tournaments too that happened. So we'll go over everything that happened. That kicks off Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we also have more on Thursday, but it's gonna be more of the same on Thursday. So I'm not gonna do any I'm not gonna do any podcasts for that. All right, that's gonna wrap things up for tonight, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to Tim Plays a Game, and come back in about an hour and a half. We'll be doing the Splatoon 2 live stream. I'm going to do some Salmon Run for the first part, and then we'll move on into private battles. But until then, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and stay tuned for more midnight live streams and TimCast every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Till then, this is Tim from Tim Plays Games signing off, and have a good night, guys.